Hello everyone, I'm Angelo. I've been homeless in Northern Virginia for just about 2 months now, sleeping in my car. I'm on the Hill of Wisdom. I love this hill. And this video is for all the losers out there. Now, what do I mean by losers? I don't mean people who are rude to others or selfish or mean. I don't mean losers like that. I don't mean losers who are bigoted, who are ignorant, or hateful. What I mean is losers who are the people who try and fail, who work hard but don't seem to get results, who mean well, who intend to get what they want and it just doesn't work out. They don't make their goals. Because there's nothing wrong with being that kind of person. Or people who are just naturally depressive or naturally not very good looking. What's wrong with that? Not very talented. Hey, maybe I'm all three. Did I say 3 things? I don't even remember. But this is for people who are just down and out, who don't have, good luck. It's an unfortunate thing. It's a trying thing. You may have to go through many years of struggle. There's an aspect of hard work where the harder you work, the luckier you get. But that's not all there is. Because there are plenty of people who work extremely hard and their luck doesn't seem to change. And then they get struck with cancer. Or people who can't even work much. They're disabled. Maybe they've been disabled since birth. It's a hard, painful thing, and not everybody has the same advantages and opportunities as everybody else. Some people, it's like, some people, it's their genetics. They're inclined for something. They're prone to certain diseases. And you have to work even harder, if it's even possible, to overcome certain things that other people just comes easily. Some people may be naturally good athletes. Some people naturally good looking. Some people naturally good at certain sciences, have the ability to get certain jobs. Some people have good people skills. And then there's people who just don't have natural abilities to deal with others and to learn a certain skill. It's tough, it's brutal. There's no clear path, for people in general and people like that, because you have to make your own way. One thing that helps is visualize what you want, and that can be extremely tough. Why? Because when you're a loser, when you're struggling and failing, and I don't mean people who don't try and who just don't want to do it and have a bad attitude and say, well, it's not even worth it, so they don't even try. I know people like that who are very talented, who are good looking, have everything, but they don't want to try. They're literally just like, well, if I, lift this 2-pound weight, it's going to cause, it's going to use my muscles in a way I don't want to. Let me just leave it on the ground and let's just have fun. Let's just hang out and talk and joke around. In other words, let's not strain our muscles. Let's not put them under a load that'll force them to grow and adapt. Let's just set that weight down on the ground. I don't want to burn any calories. That's too much work. I know people like that. We've all known people like that. Maybe I'm like that, and I've definitely been like that. I try and overcome that. And back to what I was saying about having a vision, it can be hard when you try and fail and you don't even know what your vision should be yet. You set goals, you don't make them, which, by the way, most people won't achieve most goals they set after, at least if they're like most people. And you can get to a point where you think, it's not even worth torturing myself with this vision of something I can't even have. Certain relationship you want, certain job, certain place to live. You may not even have the option of figuring out. I was a little distracted. Cop was pulling out. I was like, oh crap. But you may just think, don't even torture myself with those ideas, because I have no clue where to get started. I'd like to start a business, but I have no money. I'd like to save some money, but I keep having bills. My car keeps breaking down. I keep getting sick. My family needs help. And you just learn to tune it out. And that's horrible. It's scary. And I've done that many times. I still, am always like on the verge of doing it, even in the moment when I'm like just lifting weights at the gym. Sometimes I get these negative thoughts like, oh, this person must be looking at me and thinking, don't lift anymore. Just don't. And I have to picture in my head, well, what form do I have to use and how do I have to exert myself those last few reps to really push myself? And I'm not trying to be an Olympian or anything or a bodybuilder. I'm just, just trying to challenge myself, be healthy, and, be in basically good shape. So my vision is just have a good workout. Don't cheat myself. Don't cut my workout short because I start picturing people are like, don't want me to exercise, or it's going to look embarrassing if I'm really struggling the last few reps. Which it doesn't matter. It never matters. But somehow those thoughts get in my head and our beliefs start informing our actions. And it may be subconscious where you don't even think how it's affecting you negatively. Where you're thinking, well, it's no point in even trying to reach this goal, so don't even try. You have to create that vision. It may be small, it may be just for this week, just by the end of this week. It may be something, you probably won't achieve, but at least you can take action to go after. It may be, I'm going to eat healthier. I'm going to, go check with my doctor or something. I'm going to talk to somebody I meant to talk to a while ago. I'm going to push myself to be in an uncomfortable social situation. A lot of social situations are uncomfortable for me. Every time I go to the gym, I'm always worried people are going to be like, hey, check this out. Oh, that's a nice hill line behind me. Every time I go to the gym, I'm worried people are going to be angry at me or attack me or something. It's just always this base fear in my head. And I realized, what can I do? I'm vulnerable to people out here, but most people aren't going to be like that, and you just have to, keep moving, go forward. And you have to plan, what, even pulling over to this hill right here. This is a nice shot. I'll keep this shot. Even coming over here, I was like, I'm going to be late. I want to go somewhere. I got to go kind of far away today, and I want to get there on time. I know it's going to be busy at the store I plan on going to. I don't want someone flipping out in line on me because they're like, why are you waiting in line while it's busy here? All that kind of stuff, it happens. And by the way, it's kind of an important thing I'm going to the store for. I'll talk about it in another video. It's cool. It's something cool that finally I'm able to get. And it's going to be a part of the videos. So I went and reserved something and decided, okay, I picked out something, I'll get it. Anyways, I'll talk about it later. But it's tough because you have to push yourself and then not beat yourself up. Beat yourself up over stuff that doesn't work out. Because that can be devastating. How devastating is it to get rejected by someone you like? You ask them, hey, you want to get together sometime, or give me your number? Or you want, approval on like something you've written, or, music you've made or art you made. And it's just devastating knowing it's not going to work out. And see, I can look back now that I'm 33 and think to in my 20s of making random videos, and I was working behind the scenes in theater companies, like putting on plays and musicals, and working a lot. Like I was working a full-time job and doing that stuff constantly nights and going out to different things and shooting videography for free. But I didn't have any understanding of what I was going after. I knew I wanted to be a filmmaker, that was a given. But the day-to-day, I didn't have like a vision of what that would mean. I didn't really know how to relate to people. That's always a struggle, but I know much better now. Straight Line Persuasion from Jordan Belfort helped me out with that. And that was just a random thing I found. I saw The Wolf of Wall Street, and afterwards I thought I wanted to look up what Jordan Belfort's doing now, because I was sure in my head he's like working $7 an hour somewhere. He's angry and bitter over everything he's lost and all the terrible decisions he made. But no, it turns out he was doing better than ever, teaching the sales system. Anyway, so that was a chance thing. And I kept recommending his system to people I knew, and most everybody didn't want to bother learning it. And then they have the same problems and the same, they relive the same problems over and over, as far as, not getting further in their careers, not, working good jobs, not having a good influence and sales ability when they really should. They got talent, but they're like, what's the point of that? I don't need to learn sales. Well, then basically, it's like saying, I have this great investment right here. You could use this, but I don't want to burn the calories and work my muscles enough to lift it up and work it. I'll just put it down on the ground. I want to be comfortable. I don't want my muscles to have to grow. That's not the kind of loser I'm talking about here. That's a loser who's committed to being a loser. They decided to lose. I'm talking about the people like Harold Lloyd characters in his films. Girl Shy, Safety Last, The Kid Brother, Grandma's Boy. Great films. Ask Father, I could go on. And it's all about a middle-class guy, just an ordinary guy who's usually shy. Usually he wants to, marry some woman. That's interesting. Back then it wasn't like want to go out. It was just like, I love that woman, so I want to marry her. That's it. And he usually didn't have much money. And the way he would overcome his problems and, get the career he wanted and the woman he wanted to be with wasn't by being incredibly skilled or naturally, handsome or anything. It was just trying very, very hard over and over again. And of course, in the movie, it was usually with hilarious stunts and dangerous stunts too, and all kinds of great character work. And he showed how this guy touches the lives of people around him just by being a decent person. That's the kind of people I'm talking about, who try and know they failed, but it's like, well, I just got to try again. Who can't relate to that? That's what everybody has to go through. And the difference is, are you going to make a decision to just keep going after something and say, okay, this way didn't work out? It doesn't mean I'm a failure or I'm a loser. It just means I didn't have everything that was necessary to get what I needed, or maybe I didn't need this opportunity. Maybe I need another one that's going to come along. And that's a tough lesson too. It's a bitter, painful lesson. It can be devastating. Believe me, I've gone through stuff like that many times. Not stuff like that, I've gone through that many times. And, still going through it in a way. But even little decisions like this, getting on this hill, I decided I got to do it. I can't stop thinking. I can't just keep thinking about it. I have to go and just do it and make the video. I'm not, trying to wear sunglasses for the look in the video. The sun's very bright. I'm going to be squinting if I don't wear my sunglasses. And these are prescription, by the way. Go to gogglesforyou.com. Great, cheap prescription glasses. So for those losers out there, the ones who have big dreams and don't know how to create those dreams, you got to have a vision of what you're trying to achieve. And you can make it down to something simple this week. This week I'm going to go out to, one or two events where socially I'm uncomfortable and it's scary, and I'm going to put myself in a situation where, it's new to me. And I'll just go up to people and talk to them and, risk embarrassment and humiliation. Or you're going to, go take some class or go exercise. You don't have to go to a gym to exercise, by the way. I'll be happy when I don't have to go to a gym. I like going because it's like no distractions. When I was working out at home, I'd always be like, it's like I couldn't wait to put down the weights and go look at the computer or look at my phone. So it's nice at the gym I don't have those distractions. But it would be nice to work out at home too. Or it could be you're going to look up something on the internet, like a new skill, something you want to learn. There's always something you could learn about, by the way. You want to write something. You want to learn a kind of art, like how to make art. You want to be an actor. Hey, I love actors. So anybody who wants to be a filmmaker, I absolutely encourage you, because we need more of them. We need more storytellers. People who want to work behind the scenes in movies or plays, or want to make music for movies, whatever it is. Could be anything. Could want to have a home repair business. It helps to have a vision, because otherwise you're just lost. It's like you have no roadmap from where you are or to where you want to go. So that makes it a lot simpler. And by the way, when you don't have that vision, then things get really overwhelming because you don't know where you are, and you're like, well, there's no point in trying to create a vision because it's not going to help me because I'm already spinning out of orbit. I'm out of control. I don't know how to get what I want, and I don't even know what I want. That's what I think a lot of times. It's like, what's the point of anything? It's tough. Believe me, I always grapple with that. That's why at the gym today I had to think, okay, wait a minute, what kind of body do I want? How do I want to commit to this exercise? You know, lifting weights. That's why I want to push through the last few reps where my muscles are burning and I'm really straining and I'm having to breathe deeply and focus on my form and squeeze out those last few reps and not think about someone maybe like staring at me thinking, oh, you shouldn't be lifting weights. Nobody was doing that. I just can't help but think that sometimes, all the time. So you have to do even more than the next person possibly to get what you want. You know, so it's just, for a lot of people, it's just a roll of the dice of where you were born, the kind of family you were raised with, the environment, the society you're raised with. It's not fair at all. Or it's a genetic roll of the dice. So you may have to do a lot more things than the next person would in order to even just have a baseline level of happiness. I don't understand how people can make videos like vacation videos and engagement videos and wedding videos, and I've shot wedding videos, because to me it's like, it's such a mockery of people who are suffering, who don't know how to establish relationships, who have been abused, who have been abandoned, neglected, and it's just a big middle finger to, I can't do it. It makes me recoil. It makes me feel so bad to think like, and plus I'm never really, could never really enjoy myself enough to make those kind of videos. Like, yep, I'm like, I can just make this, I'm great, and not have that hanging on me like a weight. It would just be so unpleasant. This guy playing street hockey across the street. Anyways. So, all the losers out there, it doesn't mean you're a loser. You are like, you may be a loser, but that's something, it's like the greater the loss, the greater the triumph, you know, afterwards. The greater the difficulty, the greater the triumph. Greater the tragedy, the greater the triumph afterwards. So you got to keep trying to go after what you want and make a vision. That makes it so much clearer and simpler. So you may know today I'm not going to be able to get everything I want. I'm going to get up late. But you can't start letting your vision switch to all the worst case scenarios of what's going to happen. Oh, if I'm getting, and this, I'm talking about me, myself. If I get up late, I'm like, oh shit, this is awful. I go to the gym, half the day is going to be gone by the time I leave. Not going to have much time to study Spanish. I'm not going to eat that much. I'm going to constantly feel rushed wherever I am. Somebody's going to come up to me and accost me in my car or bother me. I can't let myself get like that, even though that's my natural. I've always had a dark outlook. I never felt any, you know, we're coming up on New Year's Eve, I never felt anything like there's something worth celebrating about it. Because to me, I was always like, well, what arrived that was special? I always had this despair, this loneliness, and that's always there. But at least I think with movies it's something meaningful, because that's how I see the world and that's how I want to tell stories as well. But not all despair, not all darkness. It's a mix of, you know, despair and effort to overcome it. So losers out there, keep trying. Make a vision of what you want just for the week. That makes it a lot simpler than someday I'm going to be, you know, whatever this career I want is and whatever this relationship or having a family is. That's too overwhelming to think about. You got to think in terms of what can you do this week to get something that you want. And if you don't achieve it, it's okay. Just means not all the elements lined up that you need to. Maybe there's a new skill you need to learn. Maybe you didn't meet the right person. So thanks for watching, everybody. Losers, keep trying out there, and subscribe for more videos.